any discrimination of gay people in hiring or city employment? And she said yes.
I was invited to the White House for dinner. You have to lay the groundwork. You're not going to go into the city council or the state legislature and say, we want gay rights, here's the bill. They're not going to pass it. It takes background work and background work.
President Obama became the first president to champion gay marriage. Have you asked him that?
Yes. Yes, I have several times.
As you come in, the right-wing conservatives are energized. And the only way to help offset them is to energize ourselves. More than any other time in your lives, you need to become active and involved in the campaign for the President of the United States. Now, in general, I support religious freedom and the freedom of choice. But when your freedom is used to deny me my freedom, you no longer represent me or my people.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so pleased to be here for this wonderful event, very solemn event. And it's just, I've been here before it was named this. and of course, a lot of great memories of this gentleman that we are recognizing tonight. Chuck was just an unbelievable gentleman. Listen, I want you to know I'm not delusional. I do not think this is white. I want you to know that. But Ron gave me a sort of, I guess you would say, he said, listen, because I was having problems getting here because I was somewhere else. He said, okay, I'll let you do that. You know, you can come in with something else. So I want you to know that's the only reason that when I got the invitation, which I was so pleased to get, it was some time ago. I didn't want anybody to think, like the gentleman who went to the doctor and says, Doc, I can't remember anything. My memory's gone. And the doctor said, well, how long has that been going on? And he looked at the doctor and said, how long has what been going on? So, I'm all right, okay? Just a little more of you folks. I think you look great. Let me say this, that I got involved because I had been in the Constitutional Convention. I was chairman of the Young Democrats of Illinois, and I was also a member of the Democratic Party slate-making committee. Not slate-making, I'm sorry. The platform committee. Platform committee. These three gentlemen came before the platform committee, and they were talking about gay rights. Two or three, maybe all three, were also attorneys, and they gave a great presentation. So we had a recess shortly thereafter, and I went out to talk to them because I thought they just made a great presentation. But I also told them this, the average age in there, these people have been around since the earth was cooling. And I don't want you to be disappointed, but this isn't going anywhere. Which, of course, it didn't, which I knew it wouldn't. But what I told them, rather than just saying that, I said, I know all of the progressives and the younger members of the Illinois General Assembly, and I'll be happy to call them and tell them that, you all should talk, because I think this is a great idea. Well, to my demise, the people that called said, Cliff, that's a great idea, and I'll vote for it, but I won't sponsor it. And I said, damn, we're talking about rights here and so forth. So anyway, to make a long story short, what I did was, of course, introduced it into the city council. And we had some very, very interesting things that went on. Many of you know that. And there's a gentleman, I don't know whether he's here or not, but if he is, his name is Dr. Timothy Stewart Winter. His dissertation of his PhD at the University of Chicago was about the gay rights ordinance. And if any of you really, as Chuck mentioned on the film, you got to write these things down. What he did was at least 1,200 pages, and just great information. So if anybody wants to look that up, please do so, because it's great. He did that in 2009. So anyway, the platform committee, these were members of Illinois Gays for Legislative Action that talked to the committee. And then, things just went from there. We started talking about it. And then Sergeant Leonard Matlovich, does anybody remember him? Yeah. Sergeant Matlovich was in town. That was before Don't Ask, Don't Tell, Ron. And the Illinois Gays asked if I would hold a press conference for him. So being a member of the council, the press would come. Sergeant Matlovich comes out in his dress uniform. And I'll never forget the first thing he said. He had all of these medals on. And he said, I killed 14 men. They gave me these. I loved one. They threw me out. Isn't that something? Yeah. So, of course, back then, people asked crazy questions. A woman from one of the newspapers says, well, Alderman Kelly, are you gay? Like I've got to be gay because I'm supporting this? I said, no, I'm not. I guess you would... I said, what I first said, I said, my sexual orientation is none of your business. But since you've asked, I'll tell you what it is. I practice heterosexual discriminatory promiscuity. One of my friends at the time, a lady said, what's that discriminatory bullshit? I said, no, that's about you. That's you. But I found out that in talking to some of these people, which is very unfortunate, some people were afraid that their masculinity would be questioned if they supported gay rights. And that's pathetic. If you are white and you are supporting civil rights, does that mean people will think you're black or Hispanic or whatever? What kind of sense does that make? So I never had any problem with that. In fact, I was the only gay womanizer around. That's what my critics were. Oh yeah, he's got to be gay. Look at all these. Yeah, well. And as far as the clubs are concerned, let me tell you, I turned more folks that were straight into going to this wonderful gentleman's clubs, because I like the out-of-the-member faces. Dancing at that time was a big deal. And but going to these clubs that Chuck had, that was a totally different thing. And the interesting thing was, when I would take straight people to these gay clubs, sometimes I'd go in there and they would be there. I didn't even know they were in town or whatever. They'd come back because they just loved it. It was just... It was great. The whole idea was fantastic. But folks, we're still a long way away from it. When you look at what's going on in the world today, we had the priest who mentioned what he said, and I was so happy that he said what he said. But a black church, very prominent black church, many of you probably know this, just recently, there was a same-sex marriage, 2 women who were members of the church, not in the church. But somebody else told the pastor about this, and they don't want him anymore. So I asked the pastor to come on, and he wouldn't do it. But, we still have these major problems. And with the type of administration we have, particularly in, the commander-in-chief, or whatever you want to call him, command of you-know-what. So we've got major problems. So we all have to really stand together to do this. Let me just say this quickly, because Ron's not going to give me another disposition. And he told me particularly 4 to 4.5 minutes. So I'm not crazy. I'm going to do this. I'm going to sit down. But I just wanted to mention the fact that I was on the Lee Phillips show. Does anybody remember that? Yeah, Lee Phillips. And there was this white minister whose name I can't remember, but he was so anti-gay, it was unbelievable. His last name started with an A, but I can't remember. But anyway, I was on the show. And I got a call back afterwards from the producer. And the producer said, Alderman, you did a great job, but, just kind of lean up a little bit because you were, I only got so many minutes and I was doing a job on this guy. He says, yeah, so I didn't know whether the producer was trying to give me some business or whatever. Turned out the producer, whom I got to know obviously later, was Bruce Dumont at that time. So we've done so much relative to that. We have so much more to do. And it's just so great to have this for Chuck Renslow, and I'm just very well pleased and honored to be a part of this because it's just wonderful. The black community learned, believe it or not, a lot from the gay community as far as organizing. Because I knew people, and of course in the black community we had a lot of, and many of you know this, we had a lot of ministers who certainly were saying, you shouldn't be doing this, and we know what they were doing, but that's irrelevant. You get me? Yes, you're right. And I'm on WVON every day, and the reason I'm saying that is because we have two people in the audience that are also on WVON, and Dr. Carla Avankovich and her wonderful husband, also Dr. Dan Avankovich. They're right here. And they are wonderful. And of course, Ron is their attorney. So it's just great. Before I leave, I just want to make sure everybody's awake. Help me here. Birds. Birds have symbolism, right? Okay. All right. Give me this. What bird symbolizes peace? Right. War. Right on. Birth.
Stork.
Great. Birth control. Swallow.